Okay, so we are back with more Raise the Past, and so this is the version of the deck prior to Tarkir or Dragonstorm being released. So the main things are going to be that for the testing purposes of getting the new cards from Tarkir into the deck, we are going to be shaving or cutting outright a lot of the cards in the deck. So basically the Wicker folks, these are flex spots that can be reduced. It's also possible that we can reduce Gas Guzzler to one or two copies and Gnawing Vermin to one or two copies. The Diabolic Content is also a flex slot that can be cut, as is Felidar Cub, and the Vengeful Blood Witch is also a flex slot. So, moving from this version to the Tarkir version, the post-Tarkir version, here are the changes that I initially made. So this is as you can see, there's multiple versions of the deck, so this is the first version. So this version of the deck, I built basically to test all of the main cards from the set. So the big card is Mardu Devotee, since it's just a 1-mana creature that fixes our mana, and more importantly, it scries 2. So one of the things with this deck is you just always want to draw Raise the Past. So this helps us, dig to the specific card that we need. We also are I tried out Stadium Headliner. Yes, it is a red card, but it is a creature that we can sacrifice to deal damage, which is something that we've wanted for a while. So like the Gnawing Vermin has been the only creature that kills stuff that is raisable. This is now a new inclusion that can do that. There's also Voice of Victory as an upgraded Grand Abolisher. We wanted to try this. We also wanted to try Sidisi, since having a Graveyard Birthing Pod sounded like something that this deck might be interested in, upgrading our 1s into 2s. And then on the 3 slot, we have Anafenza Unyielding Lineage, which has an ability that basically functions like Zahir's max speed ability, except it's always online, even though, yes, it is a 3-mana creature. And then Avenger of the Fallen also seemed like a good addition to the deck. Obviously, we're a deck that is, heavily into putting a bunch of creatures into the graveyard, so this seemed like an easy inclusion in that regard as well. I also tried versions of this deck, considering all like the mobilized cards. So we've got like Stadium Headliner, and Avenger of the Fallen that have and Voice of Victory that have mobilized, and Anafenza that has Endure to make tokens. I tried versions of the deck that were main decking Enduring Innocence to see if that would work out. Also tried out Dalkovan Encampment and Greater Ration City as, new utility lands for the deck to see if those could work. This version of the deck is playing 3 Blackcleave Cliffs in order to enable Stadium Headliner. So I will now go through the results of the testing and what happened as a result of this. Also, I guess it's worth pointing out that Voice of Victory is in the sideboard instead of Duress. We further test that, but most of the sideboard is the same. Also, because there's no more main deck Felidar Cub, there's only 4 disenchanting effects in the sideboard now, in total. And one more thing to point out is that there are 20 lands in the deck instead of 21 lands that there used to be, because Mardu Devotee helps us to fix the cards that we have. So it's kind of like having the 21st land in here. Like, as long as we have a land, we can use Devotee to scry into more lands. So the results of the testing are so far, and obviously I could play many, many more games, but I think I didn't keep track of how many games I played, but it has to be at least like 50 plus. So here is the results of what happened. Mardu Devotee is good, and I do think it is supposed to be in the deck. I just don't know if it's supposed to be 4 copies of it. Not having the 21st land, like, one of the issues with this deck is that you really want to be hitting a land every single turn. Even if you're not necessarily casting Raise the Past on turn 4, you basically never want to miss lands for the first at least 3 turns, if not 4 turns of the game. You have a lot of things to do. You sacrifice your Market Gnomes to draw more cards. If you get Gas Guzzler online, you want mana for that. You oftentimes are like churning through a lot of this stuff, so you just want to keep hitting your lands every single turn. And only having 20 lands, even despite the Mardu Devotees, oftentimes you're just going to brick. That's an issue. Another thing with Mardu Devotee, it has the secret mode of Caves of Koilos no longer costs you life. So it's very good at helping you to fix your mana. And so in this version, there are the Blackcleave Cliffs in here in order to pay red for Stadium Headliner. And as you can see, there's no more Backstreet. There's no more of the Black-White Surveil land. And it occasionally comes up that you'll have hands where you have like 1 mana. You only have 1 land in the hand and it produces only 1 color, like it's a Bleachbone Verge or something. and you don't have, so like you've got a Bleachbone Virgin, you have Martyr Devotee in your hand, and so you can't play it. But in general, I would say the colors felt pretty good. So that's like the big thing with Martyr Devotee. Then there is the Stadium Headliners. These turned out to be a lot more disappointing than I thought they would be, and in general, I would say the Mobilize mechanic itself turned out not to be as good as I thought it would be. So on paper, the Mobilize mechanic looks like it should be really good in this deck. You've got these Gorehounds that you can trigger with all these Mobilize tokens that you're creating. You can use Bartolome and Zahir to sack the tokens for value. Ellis gains you a life when the token comes in, and then it makes your opponent lose a life. So you'd think that, like, on paper, these mobilized tokens should be really good. And the problem is that, yes, they are good when you have those cards, but you don't always have Bartolome or Zahir or Gorehound. And when you don't have those cards, the mobilized cards are, the tokens are really mediocre. Now, another issue is that this deck does not actually attack very well. There's only 2 pylons in the deck as the only dex removal, aside from Vermin and Headliner. So the deck really doesn't attack that well into enemy creatures. And so a lot of the times the mobilized creatures couldn't even attack. So like Stadium Headliner, Voice of Victory, like a lot of times you just cannot attack with them because your opponent's just going to block and kill them. And even, yes, the deck has some red mana, but it's very rare that you're going to be able to play Stadium Headliner on turn 1, even if that. So those are more issues. They do make playing follow-up Gorehounds better. So one of the things is you usually always want to lead on Gorehound so that the creatures that you play afterwards are, get you the Surveil triggers, and that opens you up to having Gorehound be the first thing that they kill. But now that you have mobilized cards, it means you can play the mobilized card out first and then play Gorehound afterwards, and it makes it less susceptible to just getting shot by removal immediately. Although that wasn't that frequent. The other thing with the Headliner, so like the main thing is that the Vermin only gives -1, right? So Stadium Headliner can, in theory, kill any size creature. And the problem in practice is that if you haven't actually cast Raise, you usually don't have that many creatures in play, even with the token. So in a lot of cases, the Stadium Headliner just flat out cannot kill the things you need to kill. Like some of the biggest problem creatures for this deck to try to handle are cards like Shieldred, or the multiple different 6/6 demons that are in Golgari, cards like Beza. And a lot of times these creatures just have a toughness that is high enough that the Stadium Headliner can't kill them. Another problem is the 2 mana for sacrificing it is actually a significant cost. A lot of times you just cannot afford to pay that. Especially if you raise. One of the nice things about like Vermin, for example, is that you could raise and then you could just sack the Vermin and it would give minus to something. But if you raise, you oftentimes do not have mana left over, and so the Stadium Headliner can't be activated. I'm not sure that it is entirely correct. Like maybe you can still play a 1 of Headliner in the deck, but they didn't feel great. So next up is Voice of Victory. It's fine. It's not that good, but it's okay in the deck as a 1 of just to get raised through decks with counterspells. But that being said, there's not actually that many decks that are main decking counterspells. It's basically blue-white control, which there's not that many of running around, and then some versions of Pixie or Oculus or whatever will play Spell Pierce. But in general, it's just not that common for people to be running a bunch of counterspells so far, at least what I've seen in testing. And so I think that Voice of Victory probably doesn't need to be main decked unless the format significantly changes to the point where counterspells are a lot more common. I will say that I have mostly been testing in Platinum and Diamond tier on Arena, so if those are significantly different than Mythic tier, or if it's just like its own internal bubble because it's on Arena and it's not reflective of the Moto or paper metagames, then, we can reevaluate this. So I'm not sure if it's Voice of Victory or if we should just have straight up Duress in the sideboards. The main difference is that Voice of Victory is like better against all the counterspell decks than Duress is in general. However, Duress is better specifically against Omniscience combo. Although that being said, I don't think I've played against Omniscience combo even 1 time. Maybe I've played against it once so far in testing. But you don't know, again, is this because it's like its own metagame on Arena? Is it because people are testing out the new cards from Tarkir and so they're not playing the old traditional decks? I would expect that the metagame that I'm playing against on Arena would not be reflective of the metagame at the regional in Minneapolis. Whoa, Crippling Sodium Addict. We're going over the Raise the Pass deck right now. So then that led to Sidisi, Region of the Mire. I thought this card might be good, and in practice it isn't. So this is the card that it kind of just sucks. So first of all, a lot of times, well, I guess first I should say that it doesn't have any immediate value. So unlike all of these other cards, it doesn't have a death trigger or an ETB trigger. The second thing about it is that a lot of times you just don't have a 2-drop in your graveyard to upgrade the 1-drops into. Also, you typically can't upgrade anything into a 1-drop either. The exception is like the Mobilized or Anafenza tokens, but in all my games playing, that never even came up once. So, and then like there would be the idea of upgrading a 2 into a 3. But in general, I just found Sidisi to be pretty mediocre. I will say that the version I tested was playing like, you know, very few copies of all these cards. So like 1 main deck voice with some in the sideboard, 1 to 2 Avengers, 1 Anafenza, only 2 Stadium Headliners. So if these cards get better, let's say like if the evaluation of them changes, if you actually played more than just 1 or 2 copies, I didn't test that. Next up is Anafenza. This is the card that I thought would be the best of the bunch that turned it, well, rather, I should say the ratio of how good I thought it would be to how bad it actually turned out to be was the highest. So, again, on paper, this card looks like it should be incredible. Like, Zahir giving you the zombie tokens is one of the best things the deck does, and this is basically a card that just always has Zahir's ability online. So why is this card not good? Well, first of all, 3 mana is more than Zahir. Like, it's more than 2 mana, and that actually matters. It just does not curve very well. It's difficult to set up situations where this actually works out. The fact that it isn't raisable is also a big problem. Piling counters onto itself is usually not very good, but that's fine if the 2/2 token mode turned out to be good, but it's just very hard to set up. I think that the main thing with Zahir is that Zahir is just like good on its own, and then if you manage to get the zombies online, it gets better, whereas Anafenza doesn't do anything unless you're set up for the zombies to already work. Also, like, Zahir having the sacrifice ability, that is extremely relevant, and going down sacrifice outlets actually mattered. And so in all the games where I had this, I just missed having the 3rd Zahir. This card was often just like a practically do nothing. And then that leads to the last non-land card, which is Avenger of the Fallen. This is the card that I had the highest hopes for in terms of I thought it would be the best card in the deck outside of like Devotee, which is obviously like a utility creature. So this card, I thought it would basically be a, you know, 5th plus copy of Raise the Past. Like, we're putting a bunch of creatures in our graveyard. Art seems great. And it really isn't, although it's a situation of high highs and low lows. So there are a ton of scenarios where you play this on turn 3 and you just don't have any creatures in your graveyard, or you have 1 creature in your graveyard and it just sucks. It's a 2/4 with Death Touch that doesn't do anything, or it makes a token, right? It also, like, despite being a 2/4, so the 2/4 part of it is pretty good in terms of it doesn't die to a bunch of removal that kills every other creature you have. So, like, it doesn't die to Torch the Tower or an unkicked Burst Lightning. It doesn't get hit by Cut Down. But the removal still does kill it. Like, people are still playing removal that kills it. That being said, there's just like a lot of situations where it doesn't do very much. However, the situations where it does a lot, it's freaking nuts. So in the situations where you have filled up your graveyard, you can typically get this to like 8 count or higher. And when you make 8 tokens, it is so good to like trigger your Gorehound a million times. Especially with Ellis, it's incredible. You gain a bunch of life to stabilize, and then all the tokens die. Usually, if you've got a high enough count Avenger and Ellis, that's usually game. You attack, you make a bajillion tokens, and then you get a bunch of life, and then some amount of the tokens will hit them because they can't block all of them, and then all the tokens die on the end step, even if you don't have a sack outlet, and then Ellis will usually just kill them off. So this is the one that I think Avenger is supposed to be in the deck, but I'm not sure if it's like a 1 or a 2 of. It's definitely not a 4 of. Another thing is that it is not a raise. So one of the things with raise is that, like, let's say you're in top deck mode and you draw the raise. Well, you can just raise, bring all your guys back. That's usually good enough to like stabilize. But if you're in top deck mode and you top deck Avenger of the Fallen, you play a 2/4 that doesn't do anything when it enters, and you pass the turn. And that can be the difference between winning or losing. It's actually It's so relevant being able to attack with this that I have considered playing the haste speed land in the deck in order to facilitate this. However, we've tried playing colorless utility lands in the deck before, and they always suck, and there's pretty good ones, like Fountain Port, for example. They just are always bad. The deck is very color intensive, and every single time we've tried to play a colorless land, it's never worked out. Although, to be fair, I didn't try testing it, so maybe it is good enough. Then there is Greater Ration City. So this one was appealing because given Mardu Devotee, we want to play more planes. So the idea would be that it can come in untapped. Like, obviously, we're not playing that many planes right now because of the Blackleaf Cliffs and whatnot, but hypothetically, we could play more planes. This turned out to be just mediocre. So exiling creatures from your graveyard is the opposite of what you want to do because you want to raise them. And turning a raisable creature into a 1/1 is pretty bad. Also, it's just really slow and weak. So a lot of people will compare this to Moorland Taunt because that was the last utility land that did something similar to this. Moorland Taunt was significantly better, and the tokens from Moorland Taunt, I believe, had flying. Let me just actually check that. Moorland Taunt. Yeah, the tokens from Moorland Taunt had flying. These tokens have nothing. That's a much bigger downside. Another thing is that, of course, opponents will bring in Graveyard Hate against you in the post-board games, and then Greater Ration City is a grindier card. Your grindier cards don't really work out so well when your opponent invalidates them. So, you know, if there's a rip and play, if opponent has Soul Guide Lantern or whatever, then this land just sucks. The other one was Dalkovan Encampment. This land turned out to be okay. The main downside with it is that you can't play that many basic swamps. And so most of the time this will just come in tapped. And it is also very inefficient at 2 white and tap. That being said, the tokens do actually matter. And, you know, for triggering Gorehound mainly, but they have some other uses. And you'd think, well, why is this one good when you just said mobilized cards like Stadium Headliner are bad? It's because it's a land. So it doesn't really cost you that much to run. So after playing with this for a while, the cards that I actually liked were Mardu Devotee, Voice of Victory, Avenger, and Dalkovan Encampment. So that led to 1.2 version of the deck. So this was fixing some things. I still have Anafenza in here. I think the main thing I did here was I increased the number of planes to change Mardu Devotee. So mostly the same deck. Then back over here, then there was 2.0. So this is where I cut Stadium Headliner and just tried to focus on straight Orzhov, playing more basic swamps and plains. This version also stripped out a lot of the cards that weren't working. And then I don't remember exactly what I did. Let's go back to decks. Oh yeah, 2.1, I put Diabolic Intent back in the deck because I felt like, yes, Avenger's good, but it's not a replacement for Raze. I still wanted the intent to go find Raze. So the main differences between this deck and the original version are there's no more Black-White Surveil land. We're playing more swamps and plains. I upgraded the amount of swamps to ×4 to try to get Dalkovan Encampment to come in untapped, but that could be wrong. Maybe this is supposed to be switched 4/3 in favor of white. There's only 2 Gas Guzzlers in the deck now. And all the other flex slots have been shaved. There is still Voice of Victory in the deck. And the deck, I believe, is still 20 lands. Yeah, it is still 20 lands. So right now, the main things that I'm trying to test are... I want to get the lands down, so I need to determine whether Dalkovan Encampment actually is good enough. I also need to determine what split of plain swamps the deck wants, or if the Surveil land should be in the deck again. I need to determine how many Mardu Devotees the deck wants to play. I need to determine whether we want to go back up to 3 Gas Guzzlers or not. And I want to determine whether Voice of Victory should be main decked or not. And also if the deck should be at 21 versus 20 lands. So this is the deck that I've been grinding. Also, if Voice of Victory should be in the sideboard or if it should be Duress. One of the things with the Voice of Victory in the main is it means that I don't need to have the second one in the sideboard, which means I can open up a slot in the sideboard to give me the 5th copy of the Cathar Commando Felidar Cub effect, which I really want. At least 5 of those. Because you really need to be able to beat Rip in post-board games. So that's where we are at right now. And so at this point, I'm basically just grinding this version of the deck and testing it. So if you guys want to see, of course, I haven't played any games with this new version of Raze on stream, so that's what we're going to be doing today. If you guys have any questions so far, I'm happy to answer them. All right, so let's go to, I have, 2.1, ranked best of 3, we're in Diamond. Oh, I guess I didn't mention Enduring Innocence, so the Enduring Innocence, the problem has never really been having creatures to trigger it, like the deck has plenty of those. It's mainly been with the Enduring Innocence being pretty inefficient, and the Mobilize type stuff didn't really change that, so that's why I wound up cutting Enduring from the main. Alright, Vermin. So this hand's pretty good. We've got multiple things going on, including a raise in hand. Mill, land, freebooter, sure. I would say on average you mill like one raisable creature with Vermin. Spyglass Siren. Okay, so one of the bounce decks. Ooh, Zahir. Zahir's a great turn to play. And that we will swing. Probably won't block, but if they do block, we'll just sack it. Because it still kills their Siren and gives us Surveil. Raise, we'll keep that. Even though, yes, we can't even use it yet, but you're far more likely to find lands than you are to find more copies of Raise, so usually just keep Raise even if you can't cast it yet. Speed 2. Play this. Are they gonna, like, this town their map and Zahir? No, go for the throw. I'm really surprised they let us hit them. All right. There's an argument to passing with Pylon up, but they're probably going to shoot this. And they may not even play a creature that I can pile on. All right, we're on speed 3. Yeah, I'm really surprised they let us hit them. Okay, there goes Anoint. But right now, we only have 3 raisable creatures, which sometimes you just have to raise for a tiny amount, and that's fine. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, at least we have 2 raises. Also, even if they take... Okay, yeah, so they took Pylon. That actually kind of surprises me. We can just get it back. All right, let's raise. Yeah, counterspell. So it's not bounce, it's Dimir tempo, presumably with like Enduring Curiosity and whatnot. The old Druid, yeah, that's a problem, but we'll be able to deal with it. They're gonna map. Why would you map now instead of before you hit us? The opponent's just playing pretty badly. All right, so raise. Fortunately, Vermin makes it so we can't kill this anymore. Or rather, the map +1 counter makes it so we can't hit him anymore. All right, so we mill ourselves. Is acceptable. All right. We only get 1 activation a turn, so let's sack Freebooter. Boarhound. We're gonna die to Shieldred too much. Let's dig for either another Vermin or okay. Ellis is also. That's going to get speed online, and that's going to be a major factor in whether we can win this or not. They do have the ability to just activate Restless Reef and mill anything that we hit, so it's better if we probably just put this in the graveyard. All right, then we'll play Freebooter, the treasure, and then pass to them. That map token, giving them the counter, is going to be a huge game changer for this game. All right. Not attacking the Shieldred. Oh, yeah, sure. Yep, figured as much. I fucking hate this card so much. Alright. Well, now that's an enormous problem. All right, I only get 1 sack a turn, so we may as well use it now. So Vermin, kill, Spyglass Siren. I guess I probably should have sacked Freebooter instead, but I don't know. This draws us a card, which also hurts us. Just put it in the graveyard. We're down 2 raises, though, so the odds that we hit another raise are pretty bad. All right. Play Gorehound. Play Bartolome. You don't have that many turns with Shieldred in play. Okay, what are we sacking? I think I've got 1 turn to find an answer. I can also activate Reef and attack with everything, in which case we have to block all the 4s. It's probably better if we just pass here. Or Soulstone, either one. Yeah, okay, they attack with everything, so now... And Flood Pit's Drowner, great. This has been insane. I wonder what they're gonna tap. Probably Zahir, so I can't trade with Soulstone? Curiosity? Bartolome, sure. I think the only possible way I get out of this is if I draw a 3rd raise, so... What are we blocking? We're gonna block... We need to prevent them from just drawing a million cards, so... Zahir here, this here, this here. And then, prior to damage, we sack Freebooter. We get 2 looks at the next card, right, and that. And... Diabolic Intent, we're 1 short of going intent into raise. What other thing could we intent into? Nothing. Yeah, we have to bin it. Bart sacks this. Alright. Trade, we take 1 damage, or 2 damage. They do their thing. Draw, and we're dead. Alright. That's Dimir. They don't have access to white mana for Rip, so we're going to want Innocence to grind, Knight Errant. They're playing counterspells, so we want Voice, and we want Cathar Commando, because they're inevitably going to have like Ghost Vacuum or something. And we probably want Terror Tide, considering we want to kill like Shieldred and all their other stuff, but not Lockdown. So what's bad against them? We can go down to 1 Ellis, we can go down to 3 Barts. Avenger is probably good against them. Pylon, so the problem is we need to be able to kill Shieldred, but Pylon's bad against everything else in their deck. This is also one of the problems that happens when you cut most of the chaff from the deck, which is that now you don't have anything to sideboard out. And like Mardu Devotee would be one of the cards to side out, but you can't really afford to side this out when you're at 20 lands. Go down to 2 of them, and then I have another 3 cuts. Okay, they have Monolith style counterspells, which makes intent way worse than normal. We can cut that, and then we got 2 more cuts. Oh, how good's Vermin against that? No, it's actually pretty good. They have, like, Blood Pit's Drowner, Siren, Bat. It hits a lot of that stuff. We probably don't need 3 of them, though. Go down to 2, and then we have 1 more cut. Let's go down to 1 Pylon, because we do still want 1 in order to kill Shieldred, but we probably don't want it against, like, anything else. I guess it matters to kill the Bat, too, but... Right, let's do that. Alright, this is good. We'll keep this. Gorehound. You basically never wait on... You never, like, delay casting anything so that you can trigger Innocence, because you're going to find more creatures that trigger it. Alright, if they have removal, they would cast it now, so let's just hit them and see if they do it. Alright. Then we can play Bart. Surveil. Rid of land. Cut down, sure. Yeah, deep bat takes enduring, sure. Alright, that's decent. Avenger, trigger, raise, swing. Take damage from the bat, nothing. So I actually can play Delcoven Encampment untapped now. Play this. And we do have to activate it now. Go to combat, swing. Make some tokens. Boarhound. I think we need to leverage having more things in the graveyard, so unfortunately we're going to bin this. Sometimes you do just have to go like, yeah, all right. What are we countering? Oh, Avenger's ability? Sure. And then Avenger just has its ability to shut off the rest of the game. That's more just bullshit. Like, why does it shut off the abilities permanently? Take some damage. Now Avenger doesn't do anything. All right, we probably have to raise this turn. I don't know. They're representing counter magic, though. We probably at least want to be able to pay for Spell Pierce. Let's play the second Gorehound. Trigger. Okay, do that. And then we'll just activate Encampment. Wing. Trigger. Get a bunch of Surveil triggers. So then that. And that. That. All right. Takes the hit. And they didn't play anything. All right. That implies to me very strongly that they have a counter spell, because otherwise I can't imagine they would have spent that turn doing nothing. They didn't crack their map. They didn't cast removal. Like, almost certainly they have a counter spell. Once the creature goes, the ability comes back. Oh, I know that. I'm saying I think it's bullshit that it's not a one-time thing. Like, it's a stifle on a stick that's also permanently shuts off the abilities. Like, fuck this card. Alright, we can just kill Kaido here. But we can also cast Raise while they're tapped out. So if I swing at Kaido, the only way they can prevent him from being killed is Avenger jump blocking it. So I do have to attack Kaido, which means I'm not going to have any opportunity for speed, so there's no reason to cast Raise now. Yeah, there's no reason to cast Raise now. So combat. Attack Kaido. They are chumping it. Alright, so Avenger gets to turn back on. And let's cast Raise. Take everything back. We get a bajillion Surveil triggers. For the next one. Yeah, we have to bin it, unfortunately. Alright. Start binning all the things. We need Avenger to be online, and we need the next Raise in our hand to be really good. Can I draw right now? Do we have a Market Gnome in play? No. We'll bin that. And bin that. What has changed with Tarkir? I went over it earlier in the stream, but I can go over it again if you would like to know. After this match. Okay, should I use Zahir for any reason right now? I don't think so. Let's just pass. I think we're max punished if they have deadly cover-up. Because they can take all the raises and kill our whole board. Although I expect a deck like theirs is more likely to be playing like Gix's Command rather than deadly cover-up. You play any limited Tarkir? I did multiple streams playing limited, and I don't really like this limited format, so I stopped. So they're gonna ninja it? Alright, so let's just block here. Then I'll sack it to Bart. Bottom. Alright, one from the bat, we're at 10. Spyglass. Yeah, go for the throat on Avenger. So let's go ahead and Bart that. I'm using Bart instead of Zahir because we already have a ton of fodder for Raise anyway. So I would like to have a more legitimate threat. So we can kill Ido right now and we can attack them with these guys. So prior to doing any of that, I should play another freebooter. Alright, trigger the Gorehounds. And this. And this. And bin this. Alright, so then let's go to combat. So the Gorehounds are going here, and these are going at them. Don't block Bart, sure. Kill off Kaido. They take 3, speed up. And now we will sack Freebooter. I'm not going to sack any of my Gorehounds in case this does get countered. So cast Raise, and we've got 2 treasures to pay for Phantom Interference if that's the counterspell that they have. Alright, so retain the bigger Bart. All of these trigger. So how many? We've been through all of our raises, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've been through all of them. So the only card that we actually want is Oracle. It's control mode because I do want to draw that. So back the gnome. Draw Knight Errant. And yeah, do this. This. 25 cards. Alright. Okay, they've conceded that. So, sideboarding. I still think I'm not changing any of this. I think that was the correct move, although maybe Diabolic Intent should be in the deck still. Who knows? Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll keep that. I would keep this if it had a Devotee in hand, but it doesn't, so Mole. This is pretty rough. I can't go to 5. We're just gonna have to hope we draw lands. Keep, put Oracle back. Well, turn 1 Ghost back, sure. Gas Guzzler. Deep Cavern Bat presumably takes Pile On. We did draw the mana, thankfully. Alright, there's no reason to give them that information, though. Let's attack them and see if they block. Okay, they did. Speed up. Alright, and so we play the Devotee first so that we can filter white for the next two. Right, okay, I don't want to draw Bart here. I would like to draw Gorehound. Market Gnome. Sometimes you can beat a vacuum with Gorehound if you can trigger it enough times, but it's pretty rough when they have it on turn 1. I should use this now in case it dies in combat. Like if they flash into Shauna's. No, cut down. Alright. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have done it that way. I should have just played everything out ahead of time because I needed to trigger Gorehound. Whatever. Maybe I should have just only attacked with the Gas Guzzler in case I had Shauna's. Yeah, I should have just done that. I should have played Gorehound first, then Market Gnome, and then just attacked with Gas Guzzler. Kaido not using the bat on it. Okay. So we can attack it to what end? Well, we're definitely hitting them at least to get speed maxed. So here and here. At least we have plenty of blockers for Kaido. Spyglass Siren. Map here, yeah. Donna's on top, that sucks. Didn't bother to attack with Kaido yet because they don't want us to draw with these gnomes. And then they've drawn an unknown card, but presumably it's the Shauna's. Can't even cast that. Alright, so let's send these at Kaido. Alright, back to them. That's another thing. Terratide gets so much worse when you're up against Graveyard Hate. But yeah, they get to draw an extra card every turn, and we're not going to be able to keep up with that. I mean, hypothetically, I could continue this game, but we're almost certainly going to lose. They've got an extra card every single turn. They've got Tashana's to shut down any triggers. They've got Ghost Vacuum in play to shut down whatever we do. There's just no way. Alright, so Edward, since you weren't here earlier, initially I basically did this. Decided to test out Anafenza, Avenger, Voice of Victory, Martyr Devotee, Stadium Headliner, and Dalcoven Encampment, Greater Ration City, and switch Voice in the sideboard, switch the Duresses out for Voice, and then I also tried main decking Innocence, given all the new Mobilize and Spirit tokens. Ultimately determined that I didn't really like Headliner, and Sidisi. Didn't really like Headliner, Sidisi, or Anafenza, or the main deck Enduring Innocences. I also didn't like what having to play Redlands did to the deck. Didn't like Greater Ration City. And I didn't like going down copies of Zahir to make up for to play Anafenza. So those were basically the main deals. And now we're currently on this version of the deck. So the new cards, we are on Martyr Devotee, Voice of Victory, Avenger, Dalcoven Encampment. Alright, no lands. We'll mull this. Alright, put back the redundant Bart. Going into a draft Sia. Good luck, Mad Max. Alright, so Martyr Devotee has to be first so that we can scry into more lands. And we have hit a land. So, Intent to the bottom, Caves on top. Okay, so probably, yeah, it's Domain. So what would be the best thing to play here? I would like to get speed going right now. So let's play Guzzler. And then I guess Market Gnome so that next turn I can sack it to draw a card. Swing with Devotee to get speed to 2. They just milled over Temp Lockdown, so they either already have one or they just have better things to get with it, or they just didn't think we were this kind of deck. Who knows? All right, Caves. Let's play Bart. I guess I don't have to sack this right now. Yeah. Play Vermin. I'm just thinking if we get another turn and then we can use Guzzler to sack it, so. And if we have to, we'll just Bart it now anyway. Have you tried Tale of Tamio to fill the yard and dig? Yes. So prior to even Tarkir being released, I did try Tale of Tamio, and it is not worth it. Targeting here. All right, let's go ahead and sack Gnome. Actually, wait. No, I didn't need to sack Gnome. All right, well, there's another Bart. Sure. I was thinking that if we got Guzzler online, well, that's what we can do. So we swing here and here, not with Guzzler. Okay, so we're going to want to play Ellis. Yeah, I guess we just go Ellis. Because I want these, I want mana open to be able to stack creatures, right? So let's send Vermin. And now they either block it or don't block. I mean, whatever they do, we're going to go to speed 4. If they don't block this, yeah, okay, so they just go to 15, they go to speed 4. And now we have Guzzler online to some extent, so. I should probably do this now. I'm 100% going to kill one of these, so. I don't want to have to pay life without using Martyr Devotee since it's once a turn, so let's stack the Vermin, target one of these insects, draw. Alright, then we pass. Since this is once per turn, we can use it once on our turn and once on their turn. Dasa's Bargain. Hold over land, okay. Leyline Binding. Presumably they'll target Guzzler. Yep, alright, so sack Devotee. Then bind. And no attacks. These go down. Interesting. Warhound. Guzzler. And then I think it's still a mistake to... Or, yeah, we don't need Pylon unless they have Zur, but... Okay, so they're gonna... This is gonna be online. If they do Zur, we're getting Zur'd immediately, and then this is not gonna help us dig out of this. I think I'm supposed to get rid of this and just keep digging for Rays. And then I'm not gonna play Bart. I just want to hold mana up to sack in case they go like Sunfall or whatever. Also, it doesn't particularly matter whether I eat these if we can just dig towards Rays. Yeah, okay, them swinging here means they're gonna sweep the board, so sure. Or they're doing that, okay. Like, or it means they just have some big threat. Alright, well, we need to find something, so let's, The Ellis actually matters less than Gorehound. I don't imagine I'm not going to just sack both of them. I guess I'm probably just going to sack both of them, so let's sack Gorehound first to make them take damage. Alright, land, sack Ellis. We have probably 2 turns to find it. Yeah. Well, this is a problem. So we take minimum 6 damage from the tokens, and then they put 2 more tokens into play, and then they get another Overlord off of here. So we're taking probably damage from caves. We go to 18. This puts us to 12. Block, sack 1. And then they've got, and they'll have 10 damage in the air if they don't have removal. We're pretty fucked. Play Ellis. Play Bart. Alright, I'm gonna have to take damage off caves, too. Alright, back to them. I don't think even Raise gets us out of this, even if we draw it, but we'll see. Beza, okay. They get to draw a card, sure. And gain life. The life part I don't care about. Oh no, they're eyeing our cards. That means they drew removal. Yeah. So what if I sack one of these? Then they attack. We block. Ellis trades with Overlord. We take 12. We go to 7. Then we're dead next turn. If I don't sack, we block here and here. Both of our guys die. Then we're dead next turn. Yeah, so we're dead next turn regardless. So we may as well sack. All right, still haven't found it. We're 21 cards in and haven't found Raise. This does happen quite a bit. Swing, make some tokens. Yeah, block Overlord. All right, we have to draw Raise or we lose. And we haven't drawn Raise. Okay. This is another reason why I freaking hate not having Diabolic Intent. Okay. So, the Market Gnomes suck in this matchup, so all of those go away. The Vermins also mostly suck, although you probably want one of them in order to kill insect tokens. And Voice of Victory, it depends. Sometimes they run counters, sometimes they don't. I would not board it in unless I see that they have it. And then Ellis and Bart, you can cut one of those each. And then Pylon, you do want to kill Zur, but overall you don't want Pylon. So the cards you do want are, you want Cathars and Felidar Cubs because they have a million enchantments you want to kill. You want Knight Errant, you want Terror Tide, and you want Stonebrain because Stonebrain can take Zur, or actually more and more I've thought that you should just take Overlord of the Mistmoors. And that leaves you with 1 card. So probably Enduring Innocence. These are grindy matchups and it survives temp lockdown. All right, that's fine. Oh, man. All right. I probably could have mulled that, but I just hate mulliganing. Okay, they do have negate. Cub or Bart? I guess Bart. If they do untap and play Beanstalk, we can just shoot it. Yep, there's Beanstalk. So you have to kill this on sight. or else you're just never able to keep up with it. So Cub, shoot it, and then attack. There's an argument for not attacking because they play Ride's End, but I don't think you can just never hit them. Avatar, Overlord, sure. Zahir, okay. Play Zahir. Wing. Speed 2. It's gonna be pretty late to get speed up when we're at this stage of the game. Huh. Bails Zur away, so they probably have one already. Okay, ooh, Avenger. And I'm not going to be able to have Pylon up? What if they go Zur, do the things? I mean, if they play Zur, I can't respond anyway, so... Go to combat. Almost certainly they're going to play Leyline of the Void, or not the Leyline, Leyline Binding. And we sack the one that they don't target. No? Alright. Play Avenger. I'm just so surprised that they allow us to hit them instead of playing that first. Alright, take Zahir, so eat it. The fact that they milled over, that they surveilled over Zur tells me they probably just already have a Zur. The Lord of the Mistmoors. Maybe not. So then all that resolves. We're definitely playing and sacking this immediately. Nope. Normally that would be great, but I can't imagine. Like, the game's gonna turn the corner pretty soon, so... I guess I should have used... I'm gonna cast Pylon, so I should have just used... It doesn't matter, but... I should have used the freebooter to cast Pylon first. Alright. Doing it now, even though it's on just a crappy insect token, because I want Avenger to be up to a higher count. Alright, well, in 2 lands. Combat. Swing, make some tokens. Block there, sure. Go to damage. Nope, they're gonna do something. Yeah, alright. Sack Avenger. Max speed. And then sack all these tokens. Yep, there's Zur. So now they just activate Mistmoors and we're sunk, right? Yep. Alright. Tap. Knight Errant. Find these guys. Rebooter. Martyr Devotee. Fry. Zahir at max speed does not help us get out of this situation, so we do have to bin these. Alright, over to them. Build over Day of Judgment. Yep. Activating the other haunt, and then this leyline binding too. Yep. Leaving these back, I guess. Sure. Make another 2 tokens. We go block, 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 sack, sack, sack. Alright, I think I just block all the biggest things, right? We take... I mean, we're dead next turn regardless, right? So we just block like that and then sack them all. So that they don't gain life off of all of the things that we blocked. Nope, don't want vermin. All right, we're 17 cards into our deck, haven't found ways. There's Diabolic Consent, all right. Back. Do they just have a counterspell on top of everything else? Oh my god, all right, fine. Just had everything. Yeah, Tale of Tameo is another one of those cards that it's like, it's really nuts when it gets going, but a lot of times it's just very, very slow. It's horrendous against aggro. It also requires that you change your entire mana base to accommodate it. And so I don't think the trade-off, like having to play a bunch of blue pain lands, is worth it. Kill both, or get rid of both of those. Zahar out so that we can start hitting them with speed. From on basic planes is probably mono white. No, blue white control. Okay. Alright, well let's play Voice of Victory and see if they respond to that. No response. Sure. Hit them. Play Devotee. Trigger. Huh. Alright, so we lose hard to temp lockdown here, right? I probably want to mitigate that, so... I fully expect this is blue-white control playing temp lockdown, so... Losing 1 damage here is not going to be that consequential. Let's just play around temp lockdown. This way... Oh, they're stuck on 2 lands. Okay, well. Swing, trigger. And we know what's on top and we want to keep it, so there's no reason to do this. I think I'm still supposed to play around temp lockdown. How much damage is this next turn? So this is 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so sack this now to make a zombie token. Keep that on top and pass to them. Don't have a problem with pain lands, but my build is more life drain combo. Send me your build. And then maybe we'll play it. Alright, I assume this is blue-white control, and they just got stuck on lands, so we need answers to rip, answers to counter spells, grindy card, don't want vermin, don't want market gnome, don't want one of these Barts and Ellis can go. 61, get rid of a pylon, we're good. You have a link to your list? Or, I mean, you can post it in the chat too if you have that. I'll take a look at it. Heck, maybe we'll play it. Another thing is, so I played a bunch of the test games off stream because I wanted to have the deck be at a more reasonable build, and I didn't want to necessarily have a bunch of games of like the crappy deck where we're playtesting a bunch of stuff. But I don't know, was that wrong? Should I have streamed all of that? Would you guys have actually liked to see the process of, okay, we're gonna play all these crappy cards and then whittle them down and change numbers and whatnot? Only one land and we can't even play Gorehound, so yeah, and then we got a Swamp plus Marta Devotee, so this. Alright, 2 go away. Let's get rid of a land and a cub? No, LS. Or, you know what? Maybe we just get rid of LS and a cub. Keep the mana. Archive Mills over Braided Net. Oh, this is the deck. So it's blue-white synthesizer. Play Cub first, so that we at least get a Surveil off of it if they kill it. Swing. Yeah, okay, yeah. Definitely synthesizer. Yep. Well, these Cubs are looking pretty bad now. One top, one bottom, yeah. Alright, well, we're definitely intenting this turn. Swing. The thing is, our graveyard's just not even that big. Alright, let's get rid of Cub. And then what? I do think it's raise, and then we just hope to find more creatures that Gorehound can start filling the graveyard. Oh, okay. Yeah, synthesizer number 2. Okay, that kind of helps. So, Zahir. Speed up. So now it's 2 car instructions turn. Yeah, Battlefront. Alright, what are we hitting? Snare Net. Alright, well, back Gorehound. That in the yard. Yeah, look at this. Insanity. Alright, good luck. Good luck getting out of this. Raise. Not that that does really anything here. We can't Knight Errant because we're just dead. Actually, are we just dead regardless? We have 4 blocks. I guess all they have to do is play 2 artifacts and then we... Actually, no, they can just tap a thing. We're definitely dead. Yeah, they can just tap a thing down and then we just lose anyway. Okay, so the Cubs are not good, although I imagine they could just have Rest in Peace in their deck anyway. But, so let's go down to 1 Cub, and then... The Vermins are definitely useless. The Pylons are the Terratides are not really good. The Terratides and the Lockdowns aren't really good either because... Sure, you can, like, clean up their tokens, and then they just play another thing, and they just make more tokens. So... I guess if we can Stonebrain Synthesizer out of their deck, that's pretty important. So let's do that, and then probably want Bart back in. I probably need a way to survive a hit, so let's get Lockdown in the deck, and then what am I cutting? I guess we can just cut Bard again. They are blue deck, so I do expect they might have counter spells, so Voice is still good. You usually still want to keep one pylon around just in case they have something that you need to hit with it. Alright, no lands. Mull. Ugh. Sure. Double Gorehound, we can keep this. Okay, what are we getting rid of? With this hand, it's probably Zahir. If we hit lands, I imagine we're going to play Voice, and then use that to start fueling the Gorehounds, right? Also, they can kill us before zombie tokens are relevant, so... Yeah, get rid of Zahir. Gorehound. Well, that was a great draw. Do I just Stone Brain right now just to get Synthesizer out of their deck? Like, that is the main way that they kill us. I think I do, yeah. So Stone Brain, hit him. Like, I believe they still have some ways of killing you even after Synthesizer, but it's a lot harder for them to do. Swing. Alright, let's Stone Brain him. Whoops. That was a weird lag. Alright, name Synthesizer. Alright, Voyage Home, Gilded Lotus, really? Grab that. Alright, what's in their library? So, okay, they have Ugin and Dissection Tools. Really? They're playing this many things that United Battlefront can't hit? Purposing Bay, 3 rips. So their ways to win are Fountain Port tokens, that's never happening, and Ugin, pretty much Ugin, is going to be their only out. Alright. There, our Gorehound, yep. Okay, they've got Braids. I could Cathar this, but I don't think I care about that. I think I mainly just want to keep them off Ugin, so... I guess they'll probably play this next turn, right? And then we can go Cathar, eat your snare. Yeah, so let's go Gorehound, Voice, Trigger. Alright, sure. Pathland. Keeps it on top. There's the net. Alright, so let's try to go to combat, and then this thing will tap the thing down. So if they just tap this guy down, then there's no reason to Cathar yet. Actually, no, there is, because it keeps them off Voyage. They'll have 4, 5, Gilded Lotus. This costs 4 to cast, so they'll be off of it. Swing. And we'll just pass with Cathar. There's Lotus. Braided net. Uh-huh. Oh boy. I don't think I can keep him off Ugin forever, so it's better if I just try to start fueling surveils. Blow up snare. Trigger. And that. At the very least, they'll tap down voice. Play this. Trigger, get some more surveils. Then that. Then that. And the other one? Nope, they're just gonna take the hit here, sure. They have 8 mana plus affinity on this. Battlefront, sure. Snare, glass casket. So now this dies and this dies. Stuff exiles too, so we don't even get raise it. Voyage home. Mana. Voyage home again. Okay, we drew raise. Is there any reason to raise pre-combat? There isn't. So it's activated abilities, right? Yeah. So attempt to go to combat. Alright. Yeah, they gained life off the voyage home. I was like, how are they at 21? Alright, raise. Come back, trigger, a bunch of surveils. Of course it's there. Of course it's on top. Fucking Christ. Alright. Well, we just gotta fuel the surveils, so. Knight Errant. Yeah, great. Okay, there's Bart. And get this. This. Lands to the bottom. Is that actually correct? I do want to be able to go Sat Cathar raise again, right? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. Not great. We're probably gonna have to do that though. Yeah, sure. Keep one land on top. So if they play Ugin, they eat probably Ellis. Rest in peace. Fantastic. Alright, there goes our game plan. They actually have 7 mana after that. Agent Archive. Another snare. Now they can snare Cathar, so we can't get rid of Rip. Great. Oh my god. Another net, sure. Attempt to go to combat. What's getting tapped? LS, presumably voice. Ardu devotee? Okay, and voice. They're letting us attack with voice, sure. Alright. Well, we're going to try to surveil into an answer. So get rid of this. This. Get rid of... Does Rip say creature or creature card? Card or token would go into the graveyard. Why tokens as well? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's not nearly good enough. We just need to find an answer to Rip. 7, 10, 12. All the braided nets. Assume they're considering whether they just want to craft this into something. To draw a bunch of cards. Yep. They're giving us back voice. Okay. I think I would have just gotten rid of Hedron Archive. How much does it cost to activate? 4. And then they get to draw 10 gajillion cards. Yeah. Casket. Ellis. Yep. 3 taps to go. Discarded a land, sure. Combat. They just let us attack. Alright. Wing, mobilize. Rid of this. Pile on. So Ugin comes down, exiles the thing. We just need to find an answer to rip. Yep, get rid of that. There's Cathar, so that sticks around. Not that they won't just have a second rip, because they drew 10 million cards. Yeah, I'm gonna not play Martyr Devotee here. I guess they have 3 taps. Tap here, tap here, tap here. Yeah, I'm not gonna play Martyr Devotee. There's like an event where they just play the second rip and then this doesn't do anything, and so then we just need to like find something else. Although if they play the second rip, I'm pretty sure we just lose. Is this an instant speed? Where's the one that's there's Ugin. Oh, they can just exile everything, right? It's whenever you cast a spell. If you cast a colorless spell, oh yeah, so we just lose now. Yeah, we don't need to continue. Now they'll just play... I guess they don't necessarily have like a ton of colorless cards, but we're gonna lose. Well, this is not going well. Oh yeah, we need to exit out because of updates. All right, give me a second. Restart arena. I don't know if the deck just doesn't feel good because, well, okay, rather, the deck doesn't feel good, but I don't know if that's because of some arena bullshit or if it's actually, like, gotten worse as a result of Tarkir. It just feels like the other decks in the format are just completely insane. And we can't keep up with them. Alright, this is fine. Keep this. Warhound first. That is Domain. Alright, so is it green first? Yeah, let's play Zahir. Attack with Warhound, get speed to 2. How have you been doing? Well, we've lost 3 in a row, so not great. Beanstalk, yeah. Interesting. Alright, let's play Freebooter. Surveil. We want that. I was gonna sack it and and use the mana to play something else, but I guess now I'm not doing that. So let's just hit them. And if they get us with lockdown, so be it. You cannot post links in the chat. YouTube will automatically delete them. However, you can work around that. You can just post the link, but get rid of something that makes it a link, right? So like, you know, .com, just delete .com from it, and then the person can just add .com back in. Double beanstalk. All right, so we're gonna get Zahar to max speed next turn, so let's not do any sacking. Combat, swing, hit. And then we can play Freebooter, Surveil, bin that, Bartolome, Surveil, bin that. And then I'm definitely gonna sack stuff, so let's do it now. I guess sometimes they play Day of Judgment, so I don't want to start sacking things now. Because if their sweeper is Day of Judgment, then they don't actually get rid of our board. Human, okay, it is lockdown. All right, well, with that being the case, let's sack Freebooter to Bart. We don't have to use Zahar until the last one, so... Okay, we're gonna put that on the bottom. And yeah, doing that. Then... back this. Fry. Bottom. Make another zombie. We want to get to the fourth land. That's not going to do it. Okay, well now that Zahar's going into the graveyard, now we can just sack... rather, Bart's going into the graveyard, now we can just sack Zahar. So then we'll sack Zahar. Add in the yard. And we'll just get rid of Gorehound, so that that's not under the lockdown, and then they lock down. We do lose our treasures, which means if we don't find an untapped land, then we can't cast Raise. Analyze, sure. We did in fact find the untapped land. All right, Raise. It all comes back. Triggers. Now we get to surveil a whole bunch to find the next Raise. Diabolic Intent is... We get to surveil a bajillion more times, though, so... The only way they win now is if they have another sweeper. So I think I want to just keep surveilling to get more into the yard. We can put the Diabolic Intent down. Because we not only have the remaining surveils, but we've got all the additional surveils from sacking these creatures. Let's pass to them. No, there are no links in the chat. Another lockdown. All right, well, Zahar is in the graveyard, so I want to save a Zahar. Or rather, I want to use Zahar to sack Bart if we don't hit it. No, we'll bin that. Sugar, Bart. Okay, well, there's Bart. Sack Freebooter. If you're trying to post a link, just modify it so that it doesn't look like a link, or if that doesn't work, you can just tell me what your username is on Moxfield, and then I can look up the deck. Fail, then that. Then we sack Freebooter. All right, then let's do a hold priority. So I'm going to... We want to use Zahar to sack Bart, so we're going to go... Pylon, targeting Zahar. So, Convoke, and then before that resolves, back Voice of Victory. So we get another zombie, another surveil, bin that. Then we sack the Gorehound. And then we use Zahar to sack Bart. Okay. So then that resolves. Surveil that away. All this resolves when we pile on our own guy. Then we bin this. And then Lockdown resolves and eats everything. And now we've got 30 cards left in our deck. Get Lost their own temp lockdown so that their beanstalks can trigger. Yeah, okay. Oh, we're at Razor Bust. Rides in, double draw. Days gain life, that's fine. I don't know why it's asking me to respond to this. We have no actions that we can take. Map. Okay. Map. Feels leyline binding on top, sure. Kept that, really? Alright, I'm pretty sure we're dead next turn if we don't find Raze. I can't imagine they wouldn't have drawn Zerb by now. Nope. Alright, here's a Market Gnome that you can leyline. Was I supposed to just keep Diabolic Intent? I didn't think I would dig that far down and still not find it. I mean, like, look. We even know the bottom 5 of our deck. So, it's like 22 cards left. So block here to draw. I guess they just don't have 0. Right? We're dead next turn. Through Pylon. Alright. Cast Pylon on Beza. Actually, I probably shouldn't even target Beza. I should probably target a token. Bin. Can't fucking believe we didn't find the other Raze. Wow. Alright, so as usual, the Market Gnomes go away. The 2 of the Vermins go away. 1 of this, 1 of this. And then Voice, Knight Errant, Stonebrain, Cathar, Felidar Cub, 61 cards. We should get rid of a Pylon. Is Avenger good against them? They have a bajillion sweepers and things to exile it and whatnot. I'm not sure. Let's keep... Oh yeah, I need Terror Tide, right? I forgot about that. So I do still have to take something out. Alright, let's take out Avenger. And at 60? Oh, we're one... When did we go 1 under? Alright, well then let's grab Innocence. Alright, keep. Gorehound first, as usual. Guard, Bartolome, trigger the Gorehound, and that. Swing. Yep. Now all of our death triggers are shut off. Graveyard's gone. Alright, play a freebooter. Trigger, get rid of that. Swing. I just really hate playing a deck where you lose to one card. It's like, okay, here's this one card, and if you don't draw one of your 5 sideboard answers to it, because you have to play that many in order to answer it, then you just lose. Alright. Yeah. So, here. Try to find one of them. We did find one of them. Alright, so now we're gonna go Felidar, and then Surveil trigger on the stack, shoot Rift. And there's Raise. Yeah, there's no reason to play Gorehound right now. Let's pass. Human. Sir. Yep. Is it worth it to sack Knight Errant to prevent them from getting life? I think it is. Block, art, sack. Okay, so play the Gorehound. Trigger. Then that. So then we can go... I'm gonna need a blocker for this, but we're gonna raise this turn. Okay, yeah, so combat, swing, swing, swing. No blocks. Go. Hit him. Then we go back the freebooter. Pylon, that's actually... We can't draw it though, right? I guess I can draw it if I play Oracle. No, but then I'm discarding Raise. That's not worth it. So yeah, bottom that. Raising here is pretty mediocre though, but I guess I don't have anything else to do, so... Back this. Back this. Cast Raise. Come back, we get a marginal amount of Surveils. In there. In there. In there. And in there. Alright. Over to them. Oh, I guess I could have played Oracle right there, but I couldn't have, I guess I would have just shuffled and raised, right? Yeah. Fuck's sake. Yep, no way to respond to that. So now they name Raise, and then we lose. Yep. There they go. No attacks. Okay, what are we doing? We're going Oracle, Surveil, Loot. Then what? I have to pile on Zur out of here. And Pylon's currently on the bottom. Or no, I guess it got shuffled because of Stone Brain. Alright. Trigger, put that on the bottom. Choose to loot. Surveil. Probably go full control mode. I can't actually target that, so bin this. Bin that. And then I really just need to find Pylon, so let's sack Freebooter. Scry. Nope. Devotee. Alright, get rid of Vermin. Then Devotee. I could have sacked this again to loot again, but we'll just do it this way. And that. And that. And then Scry. Bottom. Alright, well, we can't do anything, so over to them. There goes Bart, and now we just lose the game, right? I can't imagine we come back from this. Because our main raise plan is gone, and I still have to find Pylon to kill Zur, so yeah, there's no way. Alright, so from Edward Nega, otherwise known as Xanthid Slime. I'm going to presume that the deck that you're talking about is this Drain. It's the only standard deck? Okay. So it's a Raise the Past deck with Tale of Tameo, and so this one is playing like a bunch of life-gaining effects to combo with Amalia plus... What is this card? Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1. Is that really the next best life-gaining thing outside of Hinterland? Two Barts, 1 LS, 4 Blood Witches. Wait, really? But you only have 2 actual sack outlets? Okay. 22 lands. How many blue lands is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Plus sometimes you'll sack Freebooter. That's a pretty low amount. And you're not playing Seachrome or... Anchor on the board. Alright, so let's do this. Upload. So this is Raise by Edward Nigma. Okay. What do I have to craft to finish this? Life Creed Duo. Land. How many things do I have to craft to do it? 4, 6, 5, 1. Okay, that's fine. But I mainly just want to fix some of this stuff. So, yeah, this is way, like, for be able to playing Tale of Tameo on turn 4, what's the hypergeometric on this? So we've got a 60 card deck. We only have 8 blue sources in the deck, right? It's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We've got 8. We're drawing a 7 card hand. What's the odds we get one of them? It is 65%. If we increase this to 9, because we're going to see 2 more cards by turn 3, and it's only 75%, that's just not good enough. All right, so what do I actually need it to be at? Probably like 12 at least, right? You're not playing any fast lands, really? Yeah, let's go ahead and kill all these Verges. And these. Let's grab Seachrome, Coast, Dark Slick Shores, neither of the main devotees in our color actually fixed for this. Forget the Dream Thieves. Mardu. Devotee. What else we have? Main deck Cub. We don't need that. I really question the Blood Witches here, but with so few sack outlets, but okay. And you're not playing Market Gnome, even though Market Gnomes gain life. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to Life Creed Duo. And Amalia. Possibly good. Alright, we're way low on lands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15. We need 7 more. Probably not 7 more, probably 6 more. What's the one I'm forgetting? Concealed Courtyard. $12, 15, 17, 18, 19. So 2 more. Right now, what is our actual count here? And I don't have caves in the deck. Caves of cool. Okay, so 21 lands, right? 1, 2. Actually, I can just back here. Yeah, it is 21. Okay. Right now, what is the total count on all this stuff? So black is 3. This seems wrong. Okay. 3, 4, 8, 12, 16. And white is 3, 4, 6, 10, 14. White's only 14? Wait, why was black more then? 15, white sources 21. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. 3, 4, 8, 12, 14. Yeah, that's just completely wrong. 3, 4... 4, 8, 12, 14. That's too low. We're just gonna have to not play any basics. So 4, 8, 12, 14. let's play Backstreet. What's blue at? Blue's at 12 at the moment. We could probably reduce that to 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 15 white. So it's 15 white, 15 black, and 12 blue. Always good in the deck. She gives you a bunch of explorers with the Soul Warden triggers. I'm not going to tamper with Amalia. I'm mainly looking... I don't have a single Starscape clerk? Huh. Alright. So... Oh, well, another thing I'm going to do is the sideboard, I'm going to cut Abolisher for voice. And then 7 Naturalize effects sounds excessive. We do get to play Negate now, that's fine. Cutsel's Flanker is not... I guess this does gain life, so sure. We'll fix that later. I'm mainly just trying to fix the mana right now. So... How many lands do we have? 21? Okay. I guess let's do that, and then is there no other... What are the standard things that are like this? That are like Hinterland? So, format standard, mana value 2 or less, type creature, whenever... Gain. Actually, let's say equals 1. Is it just Hinterland Sanctifier? Artifact enters, yeah, it's just Hinterland. So then on 2... it's not a Pride Mate deck. Axe. So it is just the 5th one. It was Diamond Mirror, I guess, for when you cast stuff. That's not as good. So it is just Life Creed Duo. Commit a crime. I doubt we have much that actually does that. The Blood Witches do it, but it's only once per turn. That's it. Okay, that's not good enough. We also have Vran. I guess it is just Life Creed Duo then. All right. Let's get Knight Errant inside. Oh, this version of the deck doesn't have Gas Guzzler in it. So how do you ever draw cards then? Put these in the board. That's five disenchants. Okay. Gas Guzzle is the only one that does it, and there's no Zahar in the deck. feel like we can make room for Zahar somewhere in here. Although we're not playing Market Gnome in this version. Maybe not then. What did I cut from the main that you had in here before? I had Fairy Dream Thief, but I just swapped that for Devotee. Felidar Cup I took out. Okay. Let's just up this. Okay, let's try this modification. I just cannot imagine that the previous version of the mana base that you had would be sufficient to actually cast Tale of Tamio most of the time. I guess with the Mardu devotees in the deck, I should gear more towards having white in the mana base, right? It's just 15 each, isn't it? Why does it say 21? That's just not correct. 17. Is that how many... Oh, that's not how many lands there are. That's how many cards or pips there are. I wish I could see the land count on here. Alright, so in order to craft this, I have to... craft. 154, that's fine. Okay, so this is what we're doing. I mean, heck, it's another version of Raise. I'm always interested in trying those, so let's see how this goes. I can definitely say this is not a version I would have tested on my own. Okay. Fine. I guess we start Sanctifier into Amalia. Yeah. So Hushwood looks like it is Domain again. Yep. Authority to the consoles, sure. Play Amalia. Floor, bin that. Hit him. Pride's End, Ward Trigger, sure. Pathland. Main decking Authority, wow. Alright. Cameo. Land creature. Swing of Hinterland. Lumbering, okay. So it's Domain, it's just a weird build of it. Mill. Definitely not raising yet, so we've got... Boarhound. And we'll play Blood Witch. Trigger, Surveil. And Amalia. Then Mardu, Devotee, triggers. I guess we surveil first, yeah. That. Okay, let's put the land here and this here so that we're more likely to mill over 2 creatures, I guess? Let's do it that way, sure. Back with Innerland. Roar of Endless Song. Alright, well, this is a version of Domain, for sure. World Wagon, we take 7, but we also gain 10 million life, so sure. Alright, 16. Alright, we drew that. We're drawing that. We're not binning it. Right, yeah. Whoops. I can still... So what's the last one? It's instant or sorcery, right? So we're not going to get any trigger off of it. Do I wait another turn for raise? I guess so. So Devotee, trigger. And that. And those. Alright, so they are, so we need 1 blocker, right? So they're gonna go Elephant through this, attack for 12 plus. We need a blocker back. How do we lose? They go removal spell, kill our guy. I think we're fine attacking here and then blocking with Devotee. Right, because they go Elephant, Crew, attack. This is 5, 7, 8, so that is 13 plus 1 if they play another land. I don't think we can lose, but I guess we shouldn't risk it. Let's just swing here. Yeah, another World Wagon. Sure. They didn't attack with their elephant. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm gonna block with both so that Raze gets more things back. Blood Witch triggers. Alright, we don't mill anymore, right? Yeah. Okay, so Raze. I forgot that chapter 4 isn't milling anymore. Alright, well, everything's coming in tapped, so we do need all these to block with. So then we go Raze. All these come back. This is a lot of triggers that are going off. So what am I doing with Oracle? I'm shuffling it back. So let's put Oracle's trigger on the bottom. No, on the top. Yeah. So shuffle back, Raze. And all these triggers go on the stack. Okay, trigger. And then, oh, we have a Starscape Cleric and all this mess. All right. And this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stack all of those triggers. Okay, sure. Yep. All right, draw more lands. Sure. And that. Okay. There. Well, Malia's definitely doing some work. I can't draw this, right? Yeah. So I guess we just bin it. Seven left. So many triggers. And we finally got to all our Gorehounds. Cry. And cry. That's Bart. I'm gonna get it back next turn. Okay. So let's play a tap land. All right. No attacks. We're at 33. It's double powers. That's whatever. All right, they've conceded. Okay, gotta shut off Rip. Stop counter spells. That's basically it, right? I guess they themselves have a bunch of things that I would like to negate. Why are these different? What? Alright, let's cut this. Let's cut... I don't know. I actually don't know what to cut. Okay, they're a domain, so they probably have, like, exile-based removal, so that means the Blood Witches are way worse than normal. I can just shave a bunch of stuff. El Tamio's like kind of the main engine here, right? Probably can't get rid of that. Probably get rid of these scry dudes. Really not sure what to cut. Try that. Definitely feels much more like a crazy engine. I also imagine all the life gain has to be really great against aggro. Ghost back, okay. Go ahead and play voice. Man, voice would be a lot better in this version of the deck, right? When you have quadruple hinterland sanctifiers. Okay, interesting. We probably just play Tamio, don't we? Yeah, probably just Tamio. Or I could play Gorehound, hold Negate open. Let's play this. Trigger. Land creature. And then they're going to ghost back it, unfortunately, but what can you do? Another beanstalk, okay. What do they have? Rides in, voice, sure. Tail triggers. Raise in a land. Ugh. Alright, well, we gotta hit Ghost back. We have no creatures in the yard. So, combat. Swing. Imagine they just eat raise, yeah. now. Vacuum. And they eat it. Yep. Well, this is going very poorly. I need to hit lands too. Let's go. So let's go Warhound, Oracle, Veil first, then that. Draw, ditch this guy. No attacks. I cannot imagine we could possibly win this game. They have double Beanstalk. We're stuck on 3 lands. We don't even have Raise in our hand. Here. And that. What do we have in our yard? We have 4 raisable creatures. Overlord, got the Bean trigger. I did try my own build with Tale of Tameo before, and I didn't like how inconsistent it was. You usually only just mill 2 cards and don't keep going, and I also really didn't like what it did to the mana, having to cram blue into the deck in order to play it. Fire. Fail. Well, there's Raise. So now we'll just keep the gate open, I guess. Alright, chump with Oracle. Trigger, we're going to loot. I want to be able to, I want to draw another untapped land so that I can go Raise plus negate. Split up, sure. Holding mana open. Well, the overwhelming likelihood is that they have a counterspell. I guess I can wait. Although waiting, they might just find Rip, so it's a trade-off. I guess if they find Rip, I negate the Rip, and then they counter back, then what can you do? I'm gonna stop them on upkeep if they don't do anything and shoot one of these beans. Yeah. I'm not even gonna chump. We just need to kill this immediately so they don't just keep drawing cards. Dock up. Take more. Land, authority. Authority's fine, that can resolve. Another authority, sure. Ghost back. Let's counter that. If they're using it as bait, then so be it. Alright, well, I don't think I can wait any... can I wait? I guess I can wait another turn. Play Cub. Alright, kill beans. Those new beans. Alright, take more from here. This comes off. Alright. Cast Raise. What a slow rolling asshole. Like, just cast the fucking counterspell if you have it. Alright. Wow, are we just actually... These glitches are just... I can't believe they haven't fixed this by now. Anyway. Switch some cards around. Playing this first, it's the better attacker, and it also prevents them from casting, like, Ride's End and whatnot. Sure. I guess we may as well play Ellis first. Yeah. Life. I guess there's an argument to playing Amalia first so that we can follow up next turn with Ellis, and then Amalia will trigger during the attack step, and then attack for more damage, presumably. Ride's End, alright, well. Guess not. Okay, let's make sure that we have Negate open. Trigger, gain some life, you get the Explore thing. I guess we're giving them vacuum fodder. Because I'm not going to draw a freebooter. Stock up, get out of here. Knight Errant. I guess I can decide which land I play afterwards. Let's see. So we go tap, tap, and then we want to make sure Concealed Courtyard isn't auto-tapped. Alright, grab these guys. This triggers. Land, sure. So, yeah, I'm gonna want to play Cathar, so let's play land pass. Flash in Cathar. Amalia triggers, then this. Yeah, we'll play Sanctifier first. So that Amalia gets the Ellis trigger. Sure, we'd like to draw that. Combat. Swing. Oh, we're dealing a bunch of damage to them. We're probably just gonna win off of that. Okay, and then shoot this before they have time to untap it. We're at 1. We can negate if they sunfall or whatever. All right, got it. I feel like they were just very anemic that game. They didn't really do much. All right, I want to see how this deck fares. Well, I only played 1 match with it, so I'd like to see more matches, and I'd also like to see how the deck fares against aggro. I imagine it's better because you have a bunch of life gain. Alright, this is acceptable because we can use the devotees to scry into more stuff. Okay, so probably, is it aggro? Yeah. Oh, been these. There's Steel Cutter. No blocks. Still didn't hit a land, that sucks. Alright. Devotee. How are we still not finding lands after all that? Stock up. Sure. Or kill your prowess token. Still no lands is insane. How have we not hit another land by now? I'm gonna play Freebooter because presumably they're gonna go like spell, steel cutter attack. We can double block, maybe. Oh my god. Yep. Triggers, and then they just have to play 1 more spell and we have no good blocks. I will block though, to the very least get the treasure token. Alright, let's see it. Yep. Still not a land. Fucking finally. Holy shit. We had to go through 11 cards to find our second land. So now what? Gorehound, Sanctifier, pass? Then we just die to Steel Cutter? Sure. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, more Steel Cutter triggers. I wish at the very least that the cutters didn't trigger if they were already attached to something, because it's just insane that you just keep making more tokens off of them. Alright, yeah, block. Maximum amount of damage that we can block. This is 10. No, this is 12. And if they have another spell, we die. 3, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. Oh no, we would go to 1. Unless it's Monstrous Rage, sure. Alright, this, and... I mean, they are a blue deck. Do they gonna have Spell Pierce? Maybe. I guess they're also a Steel Cutter deck, but I can't imagine I'm gonna be spending too many turns just, like, holding mana open. So these are both bad blockers. Claret can't even block. I want voice. I think shaving it like that will probably work. Although I'm taking a bunch of damage by doing this. There are no commands in the chat. Yeah, I guess we're gonna play Koilos first. Because if we draw like Darkslick Shores, I would play that over another Painland, but if I draw Darkslick Shores, that means I can't play this. Okay, sure. Probably want to get Tamio out actually as fast as possible rather than take damage off of these guys, so let's just Surveil. Sucks that it's a Painland, but sure, we'll keep it. Blink. There's currently nowhere to find the deck list, but I can show you the deck. I mean, I built it in the stream, so if you want to back up, you can just take a look at it, or I can show it to you after the match. Okay, so yeah, now we want to play Tale of Tamio, and we're gonna hold Freebooter back to block, or are we? It's gonna trample anyway. I guess we'd rather this be in the graveyard. Wow. Yeah, sometimes Tale of Tamio does do the nuts. All right, so we'll just have this back to block. We can make a treasure. I wonder if a hybrid Edward of this deck and the one that I already have might work. Like maybe combine the two concepts. Torch. Yep, this becomes active. They didn't play another spell. That's worrisome because that means if they have Spell Pierce, we just get hit. I guess we get to tail next turn though, so it doesn't matter if they counter it now. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go for it. Actually, am I gonna go for it, or am I gonna play Amalia Bloodwit? No, let's just go for it. Raise. Yep, they do have Spell Pierce. We've got another raise. With Sphere. How much damage are we taking this turn? It's gonna be a lot. Stock up. Okay, at least they appear to be tapped out. Okay. So Hail. Raise. This comes back. We get a bunch of triggers. And then all the Amalias get stacked on top of that. Bin it. Any creature, we're binning it. Alright, they're conceding to that, sure. Seemed to go decently enough. I wonder if I do just play Cathar Commando as a way to kill Steel Cutter. Especially since it, we really don't want to play cards that can't block and whatnot. Or that are poor blockers. Do this. This hand's really slow, and if we don't find a second land off of this back street... Alright, we're on the draw. We have 2 shots at hitting. That's not a hit. So here's the Surveil in this. I should do the math afterward to see what the actual odds on that are. So make another token. Ghost back. Ugh. 3. Still no land. Oh my god. Really? We're not blocking this because I want this here to be a convoke thing, although that it might not even matter. Okay, well, Arena just won't give us lands, so... Okay, so... let's figure out the math on this. So we have 53 cards left in our deck because we do our opening 7-card hand. And we've drawn 1 land, which means there's 21 left in our deck. So we're going to see our draw step, a Surveil off the land, and then another draw step. So we're going to see 3 cards. So what's the odds we find a land off of that? It is 78%. And we bricked more than that. Anyway, for those asking, this is what the deck is. So this deck list was submitted by Edward Nigma in the chat, although I did alter it a lot. Mainly, like, the mana base is the big alteration. I also swapped... these were Grand Abolishers. I just swapped them for Voice of Victories, and then I changed some other cards around. Like, I added the Martyr Devotees and took out Fairy Dream Thief. Alright, let's do one more. Try to find a match where we don't get mana screwed into Oblivion. Sure. The Gorehound. is another Is It Prowess deck. Okay, Freebooter, trigger the Gorehound. Playing the Gorehound. There's Seal Cutter. Am I supposed to block here? I feel like I can block more next turn, right? Because they're going to go multi-spell to get Quarry Cutter. We probably just have to play Tamiyo, right? Alright, I'm going to stop attacking now to make their attacks slightly worse, I guess. Hopefully. Creature, draw. Land, draw. Creature, draw. Spell, okay, we finally bricked. Back to them. We hit Raise the Past, so that's also pretty important. Play a hand, trigger. Dock the Gorehound, sure. And opt. Alright, good. The shield's down, so we don't have to worry about Spell Pierce. Swing. Block Flip Spear. Tamiyo goes off again. Yeah, I don't want to draw the Freebooter, so... Bottom. Draw land. Tamiyo triggers. Okay, stop there. So then we will... Cast Raise. Alright, this comes back, and a bunch of things happen. Gain a bunch of life, and then we have triple Cleric? Are they just dead? I don't know what the actual math on this is. If they're not dead, they're very close to it. Oh yeah, and then we just Bart, sack the rest, and, oh wait, no, these don't. And then Bartle, and then, Ellis. Oh, they're just actually dead here. Okay, well. That went pretty well. Okay, so aggro. Yeah. So these guys, I normally wouldn't bring in, but they're a blue deck, so I don't want to get hit by Spell Pierce. I still don't know if Cathar Commando is correct to bring in against them just to shoot the Quarry Cutter. It seems really bad. Negate also seems really bad in that scenario. I think we are supposed to have Knight Errant, though. They're probably going to have Ghost Vacuum as well, so who knows. Anyway, what's bad? Oracle, yeah, Oracle comes out against aggro, and then probably some Starscape Clerics, because they can't even block. That one Blood Witch, sure. Alright. One land and no way to find more? Well. Alright, sure. Keep and then Underground River. Ooh, Tail Tamiyo. This kind of got a lot better. Alright, Hinterland. So Tail of Tamiyo does fill up your graveyard. It also helps you dig for Raise the Past, so if you mill it over, you can cast it on the other one. The main problem I've had with it is it's just so bad after, like, if you don't have it exactly on turn 3, it's so bad. Quarry Cutter, We've got this Cleric, which can't block, but what are we gonna do? I guess I could Offspring it later. No, that doesn't seem worth it. Just play it. First turn, 2/2. Ooh, there's Raise. Alright, so tail. Mill, draw, mill. We're good. Welcome, Cake Shelton. Playing Edward's deck. stock up. I think they won't have Spell Curse up this turn as well, right? They're probably going to go land spell so they get another token. No? Alright. Trigger. Alright, let's cast Raise. Yep, there's Tarkir. So 2 turns from now we get Raise. Stock up. Splashing for blue for not just Oracle. Yeah, it's the blue splasher tail. So if we draw a land, we can go Hinterland, Freebooter, or Untapped Land. If we draw an Untapped Land, we can go Hinterland, Freebooter, Knight Errant. If not, we just go Hinterland, Freebooter, and then I'm not sure what. But we're going to see what we get. Plus Blood Witch. Alright. So Hinterland. Freebooter. See if they respond to this. Nope. Alright, gain some life. And take a damage from the Blood Witch. Now if they've got removal, they'll kill Hinterland, right? Torch the Freebooter, sure. Blood Witch enters, we go back up to 13, and then next turn we get to cast Raise from the Graveyard. Oh, they've got more removal? First tier, sure. Oh my god, right. It even triggers on their turn, or on your turn. Oh, they don't have any spells? Alright, well, I mean, if the Raise doesn't resolve here, we're gonna lose anyway, so... May as well get that into the graveyard, too. There's another creature. Alright, tail, cast this. All right. And burst us. Can they make another token? Swift Spear, we take 5. All right. Devotee. Fry. Just want to find Raise. But we're going to shuffle our deck anyway. Knight Errant. Alright, there goes Raise. We found one thing. Alright, block. 4. Wait, they equipped it and then they moved the equipment again? What? Okay, Tail of Tameo. Trigger. Creature draw. Yeah, there's Raise. Okay. Can't play it yet, we can play it next turn. Storm Chasers can get back Burst Lightning, and then they can kill a... Well, we're going to Raise, right? Pyroclasm? And then all their prowess goes off. Okay, so we actually lose now. So that dies, and then... these can both these attack, or can only one of them attack? Well, it doesn't matter. They can move this, right? And it gets haste. This is just so fucking stupid. Sure. Also unbelievable that that was their last sequence. Alright, I guess I really am supposed to have Cathar Commando. Let's just cut 2. This is real slow. We also need to draw the third land, but we do have Raise and Tameo in hand. Sure. All right, Amalia. Hey, do you ever trigger this 20 times? All right, at the risk that they have a thing, we'll try to trade. Hey, tail. Spell pierce it. Yep. Well, we actually drew the land, but we have nothing going on. I guess we go... I guess tail. Let's just get this engine going first. Draw. Okay, I guess I should have ensured that Concealed Courtyard stayed untapped. I don't know why it auto-taps like this. But yeah, if I had made sure this stayed untapped, I could have played Gorehound that turn. I guess I also didn't need to play my land out, because then I could have played Backstreet. For the tail. Okay. Alright, what's the best move now? It's probably... I assume they're going to have Burn. And our graveyard's going to be plenty filled even without Gorehound, so I assume we prioritize life gain. So it's probably Ellis Amalia. And then if they have removal, they have removal, so be it. I guess I could have... No, I couldn't have played everything. All right. Damage. If they shoot Ellis. No. All right. Explore. Are they going to shoot the Explorer in response? Why not just shoot Ellis? Torch. Definitely been that. Alright, Backstreet. That. Getting back Torch to kill Ellis or what? No, getting back Spell Pierce. What a bitch. Oh, thank goodness, Voice of Victory. Although we can't do both in the same turn. But for now, we will go Gorehound, Voice, Blood Witch, and Dark Slick Shores. Should I have been this, or should I have... maybe I should have kept that on top in case they kill this and still have Spell... Well, I guess we can pay for Spell Pierce. Alright, no attacks. They'd have to, like, Torch here. First here. Okay. Then they're gonna Pyro? Yeah. Triggers. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know. Do we have Raise in the Graveyard that I can cast off of this? Yes. Submit. Here, white. This one, white. Spell Pierce. Pay it. Another Spell Pierce. Yeah, okay, but we're at 23 and we got another raise, so we've got time. Ghost back, alright. What can they get back? Spell Pierce doesn't do it. What would you get back here? Pyroclasm to... Oh no. Okay, stock up. I'm really surprised you'd prioritize back over stock up this turn. Ooh, another one. Okay, so they don't have Spell Pierce, so I can go Sanctifier first to gain more life. Don't know why it's happening like this. White, colorless, white, black. Okay. Then they pick whichever is the most lethal to them, which I think is Ellis, probably. I don't think it really matters. They're probably just dead here. Take the Malia, sure. All right, 10 million gain life triggers go on the stack. And they're just dead, right? They're at 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've got all the Bartolome sacks to kill them. So yeah, before we continue that, we'll just Bartolome them to death with Ellis plus Blood Witch. That's 2. Yeah, and they say they're dead, so we can just move on. So Ed, I mean, the mana base that I changed from your deck looked really bad, right? Like, you only had 8 blue sources in your whole deck, and you were playing, like, 9... Like, you were originally playing, like, 9... Here, I guess I can bring it up. Like, this is what you had. It's only 8 blue sources, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Like, was that actually good enough in your experience, or what? 12 with Freebooter? I mean, sure, yeah, but, like, you can't count that. Come on. How many games are you going to exactly turn 1 Freebooter, turn 2 Bartolome, turn 3 Sackett, play Tail? Like, come on. Yeah, I'm definitely convinced Dream Thief should be Devotee. Pretty sure your mana base needs to be different. Although I'm not sure it has to be this exact mana base. Mainly because this, with having all these blue sources, it makes you have fewer white and black sources. What's the one that I'm not playing? Painland, Fastland, Travail Land. Oh, it's the Verges. Okay. But then you can't play enough basics to turn them on. Yeah. Alright, I really don't like Life Creed Duo. Like, I understand why it's here, but obviously there's a reason you're only playing one of these and 4 Sanctifiers. I think the 4 Sanctifiers is probably enough, and that you don't need Life Creed Duo on top of all that. Plus, Ellis is basically a Life Creed Duo, right? Whenever another creature you control enters, yeah, so Ellis is another Life Creed Duo. And I'm assuming, basically, you're not playing the second Ellis because Legends, but I think you're better off playing a second Ellis over the Life Creed Duo. And then... So the main differences between this version and my version are you don't have the sack package, basically. There's no Zahir, there's no Market Gnome, there's no Gas Guzzler. I want 6 Wardens. But is it you want 6 wardens because you want the density of wardens so that you find at least one of them, or you want multiple wardens, right? Because, like, I feel like 2 Ellises is fine. And then you got these Starscape Clerics, which also really don't do anything unless... Like, the Starscape Clerics and the Blood Witches have the issue of they don't do anything until you raise. I mean, I get the whole deck is built around raise, sure. But... I think I really miss Market Gnome. I think you can probably be at 21 lands in the deck and then have 4 Martyr devotees, and possible that you can reduce blue, but I don't think there's another black-white duel, right? You'd have to play more Surveil lands. Ellis is probably fine. Yeah, I think we do that. I think we cut this. We increase Ellis to 2. And then, what's the one I can get rid of the easiest? It would be Underground River. Increase Mardu devotee to 4. Why are these like this? Interland bank. The fuck? Why do the other 2 not appear? Because it's filtering by standard? Explorer. How is it that I had 4 in here before, but now I just don't? What in the heck? Why did it make them 2 different sets? Can I change that? I guess not. Won a lot of games beating down with clerics in the air. Okay. Whoa, what is happening with a Molly? Oh, it's Abandoned Explorer. Gotcha. Okay. So the graveyard hate that I eventually landed on was Leyline of the Void, and the reason was because it's too slow. Like any other form of graveyard hate is too slow versus Oculus and Omniscience, except for like Ghost Vacuum. But Ghost Vacuum gets swept up, except Ghost Vacuum and Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but both of those get swept up by Temp Lockdown. So I wanted something that was both fast and didn't get hit by Temp Lockdown, so I picked Leyline of the Void. In this deck specifically, because you're using the Tail of Tameo thing, I think that's probably fine. Also for the negates, have you thought about, what are they called? No, that's not it. Have you thought about Diversion Unit? Because that would let you have a counter spell that's also a creature for Raise and Tameo. It's obviously less efficient, but a lot of the times I just hate having to hold Negate up. This deck's probably a lot less reliant on Enduring Innocence because it's got Tail of Tameo as basically its draw engine, so we probably don't need Enduring in the sideboard unlike the other version of the deck. And I'm not even sure about Knight Errant, although Knight Errant is, you do kind of need it in order to beat Rip, because you need to have more ways of finding these guys. Unit might be better. Okay, let's try that. I'm not even sure you need more than like 2. You want the voices. What else could we do? What do I have in the board of my version? Oh yeah, Temp Lockdown. That's a big one. So... and Stonebrain, right? Yeah. Okay, this glitching is driving me nuts. Hang on a second. So right now we have 14 black, right? 4, 8, 10, 14, 15. And we're making up for that with the Martyr devotees being able to fix into black. I think these freebooters are way worse when you only have 2 sack outlets, right? You just have the 2 Bartolomes and that's it. I mean, sure, they block, but who cares? The main nice thing about them is that they let you, is that when you have the 4 freebooters, you can do the whole Oracle loop-de-loop plan, but I guess, so another thing is you see way more cards with Tale of Tamio than than my version of the deck does, so you can afford to, like, not play as many of these. There's no creature equivalent to Temp Lockdown, right? Especially not raisable creatures. It would have to be like, the ID is Esper, it's gotta be a creature, it's gotta cost 3 or less, and it's gotta say when, enter, creature, if it's in Esper, it would be minus, get, minus. Yeah, not on 3 or lower. There's like Harvester of Misery and that kind of stuff at 5. I think you really just want Temp Lockdown. And the reason why is it just helps you survive against aggro, and it's very important to hit multiple things. Like, you need ways of hitting Corey Steelcutter's the newest one. Also, aggro decks will sometimes bring in, like, Ghost Vacuum against you, and you need a way to clear that up as well. So I just like having 2 lockdowns on the side. The Cutzel's Flankers, is there no other creature that hits the graveyard besides them? There probably isn't. Exile, Graveyard. Sorcery Speed activation, though? Yeah, that doesn't work. It has to be from your graveyard that you activate it? Yeah, no. There's Jarina, which doesn't have Flash. I think between the two, I would prefer Jarina, though. He's raisable, cheaper. I think I would just prefer Jarina. All right. Jarina. I don't want to spend another wild card until I actually know that that's correct, so just do Jarina plus Cutzels. And then a diversion unit in the counter slot. We also have voice. So game 1, you just play combo, all in combo. Yeah, I really do miss Market Gnome. Is there no way to hybridize these? We would have to have more Barts. We could have like 3 Barts. We're more reliant on just bringing everything back with Raise, right? We're not just like beating down for the most part. So I would have to, how would I make room for Market? I would have like 4 Market Gnomes, and then I would need more sack outlets than just Bart. I would need like, well, I could have 4 Barts, 4 Market Gnomes, but then what do I take out? It would have to be like the Clerics and Blood Witches, and then you have less critical mass when you do raise. Let's just keep going with this version and see how it goes. I think I'm not going to play too much more, but I do want to see at least one more game with this. let's call this cameos. Sometimes you beat down slower decks. Oops. So yeah, traditional rank standard. Let's go there. We can keep this because of Mardu Devotee. This looks like domain. Yeah. So Mardu. Ay. Okay, Mardu Devotee. Trigger. There's another land. I'm not even going to attack here. This is Ride's End. Yep, there's Lockdown, sure. Okay, what are we doing in this case? I guess we're going Starscape Cleric, and then next turn Hinterland Greedy Freebooter? If we don't hit a land. Beanstalk. Yep, alright. Hinterland. Freebooter. I'm still just not going to attack because of Ride's End. Another lockdown. Ugh. Oh, this is going very poorly. Analyze the pollen. Or an island. Yep. Blocks. For God's sake. Alright, freebooter. Freebooter. Back to them. The lockdown to get us treasure. Nope. Beza. Okay, they get nothing? No, they get a card. How in the world do they get a card? Okay, fine. Play tail. And there goes another land. Alright, back to them. Animate the other lockdown, sure. Block here, we take 7, go to 4, yeah. Okay, there's the land. We have 3 in the yard, with plus another Tameo trigger. This Moors, yep. Alright, tail, we need this to be really good. It's not really good. It's in fact horrendous. Okay, raise. Oh, actually, no, we're just straight up dead in the air, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're just straight up dead in the air. Maybe it does need 22 to 23 lands. Yeah, that's possible. Oh, wow. They're actually going to attack in such a way that we don't die? Okay. Oh, wait, no. We do die because we don't get the triggers until after damage is dealt. Yep. So we're dead. Okay, so versus them, they probably have counter. I mean, they might have counters, and then we want all the enchantment destruction. That's it. That's fine. All right. Versus them, all their fucking shit exiles, so Blood Witch is horrible against them, and the freebooters are also really bad against them. Want Knight Errant. It's gonna cut all the Blood Witches and without Blood Witch, Bartolome is significantly worse. Yeah, so let's cut one Bartolome. Oh, the one land that we can't use with the Martyr Devotees. All right, well, okay. Let's see. It's Hennerland, Starscape, Ale, my binning. Crazy as it seems, maybe Gorehound? One of these two. Get rid of Gorehound. Okay. All right, Starscape. Trigger, and this triggers, and then back down. There's the dreaded Ride's End mana. Tail. Who do we get first? Alright, trigger, kill again, trigger, again, and stop. Alright, let's hit him. They did not have Ride's End. Lockdown, yep, okay. Trigger tail, and that's a brick there. Okay, so then we go Hinterland, voice. And back to them. I was so happy when this and so many other cards finally rotate. Not that standard will be fixed, but at least, yeah, there's red. Between yours and Dylan's lists, what are the main differences? I don't know that Dylan has a complete list right now. So let's play this. And then when I go Knight, I probably want to keep caves open, right? Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to hit a white or black creature, which one it's going to be. Alright, well. Triggers. Bin some land. Yeah, bin some lands. Tail. We draw before tail triggers, so yeah, bin the lands. And then we just pass. Okay, judgment. Alright, blow up, rip. And day resolves, everything dies. Another Knight Errant. Alright. And then that fizzles out, because we have nothing to do. I'm not going to play a Knight Errant with nothing to convoke. There's no way that we're winning the game with a 4-4. From this position with them at 15 life, yeah. Veil. Here's Raise. Okay. So Raise. What? Why would it tap? Probably do want Cathar, so leave that there. Then invoke this out. Alright, grab these two. Leyline Binding. Hitting Knight Errant? Sure. And another one, yep. At least they appear to be low on cards. Great, this is interesting. So... Forehound. And Ellis. Trigger. And that. Combat. Swing here. Then just pass. Probably going Cathar, kill this lockdown. Get lost here. Okay, well, we want to respond to that. So, Cathar. Then we're going to want to be in full control mode. The triggers on the stack, and before either of those resolve, stack hitting the lockdown. So then Ellis will deal them damage, and then this will come in, and we'll get more life gain triggers, and then the Starscape Familiar will trigger a bunch of times based on all these life gains. So triggers. Also get a bunch of surveils. Full mana rides in to kill the cleric. Alright. And this. And this. And get lost blocks. Alright. Well, they're empty-handed at the very least. No blocks. Oy. Target the Gorehound because it's hardest to block out of all of our creatures. Getting a Knight Errant back sucks, so that. Target. Sure. Swing. Wow, we actually won that. Did they actually need to concede there? They could have survived. Yeah, okay. Run this back. Okay, yeah, we can keep this. Pretty sure we're supposed to play Gorehound first. Yeah, so Gorehound first. Okay, I want to play Cub so that if the next card they play is Rip, we can kill it and then play Tail of Tamio. Because that's the curve we're gonna, because on turn 3 we're gonna play Tail. So I want to make sure that that's actually online. Okay. Well, I mean, if it's Ride's End, it's Ride's End. Nah, you know what? I'll just attack with Gorehound. Okay, Tail. Alright. Get lost the Cub, sure. I really wish they would stop printing white removal that says attacking creature or tapped creature, because it just leads to this situation of like, okay, am I supposed to attack or not? Like, if I attack and they have it, then that's bad, but if I don't attack and they didn't have it, then that's bad. So I'm just like, it's a complete coin toss as to whether you're making the correct decision or not. Land creature. Okay, we still don't have raise. So best move is to do what? It's probably play Mardu Devotee and then crack the maps. Or no, it's play Cathar and blow up Beanstalk. Yeah, that's the correct move. Get their draw engine offline. Not 5 mana, 3 mana. Okay. Final mill. Yeah, alright, we never hit raise, so let's go Mardu Devotee and map it. Alright, that to the bottom, land to the top. Map. On the land. And then rather than do anything else, I am just gonna... Actually, let's do Backstreet first. There's Raise. So, and then let's play Sanctifier. Graveyard has a pretty good amount of creatures. 5? They suspiciously held up in 2 mana without playing anything else, which tells me they probably have Negate in their hand. I guess, like, hypothetically it might be Get Lost, but it feels like Negate. And we don't have a good follow-up, so I think we just do Beatdowns for now. Let's play Oracle. And Loot. Okay, I'm gonna discard Ellis. We're gonna play Felidar Cub. I'm doing all this before I attack so that if they do cast removal, I at least gain the life. Playing here. I doubt they will use removal, but we got nothing else to do anyway. And they didn't play anything. Yeah, one. All right, combat. I guess I should have used the map for attacking. Now they're gonna ride zone. All right, kill Overlord. Three mana. They've been passing every turn. All right, if they have negate, they have negate. No, they didn't. All right. So they have removal and they're going to kill Starscape. But that's not going to work because we can just cub it. Yeah, so cub your binding. So their hand is just removal then, okay. Another piece of removal, which we are also going to kill. Okay, blow that up. And now we start hitting them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna die here. Yeah, and then Hinterlands trigger, and then they lose. Yeah. Okay, I do think the deck does need to be 22 lands, so let's up this and let's reduce a Mardu Devotee. Actually, no. Let's reduce a Blood Witch. So if I think about this, it's all ETB triggers, right? So the only way Blood Witch actually does anything is if you also have Bartolome. So what if you just don't play Bartolome and you don't play Blood Witch and instead you play the Life Creed duo, right? Because then that thing triggers just on ETBs and then you don't need to have Bartolome. I guess Bartolome also works with Ellis, so that's why you want it. Let's try that. Let's have this be the last game. Back is plan B in the deck. No black mana, but we do have Oracle to dig. I can dig a card. Alright, Pixie it is. Oh, there's black mana. So, Hinterland Sanctifier. Oh, Jeskai. So, it's Convoke then? Rocks. make a 3/3 otter. Sure. No blocks. All the Seachrome coasts. Alright, play Amalia. And gain a life, trigger Amalia. Definitely keeping that. Alright, no chance of blocking here. Hit him. Oh, is it Oculus? Yeah, it's more likely to be Oculus, right? Yeah. Tarkir. Okay. Oh, they sacked the talent. Gotcha. FOMO. So it's definitely it's Oculus. Yep. There's Oculus. Yeah, the Blood Witches are just pretty bad. Let's play Oracle. Gain life. Loot. Okay, is this card Vengeful? I did consider not tapping Underground River, but I figured there was also a pretty good chance that we draw a white 1-drop, so... Glacial Dragon Hunt, okay. Starting Winter Night Stories. Killing off Innerland. Oh, and they have Delirium? Alright, we'll block the 4. So, loot, ditching Ellis. Oh, it's every combat it triggers? Jesus. Oh, and they're getting back? Okay, so we have to exactly draw an untapped land. I'm pretty sure we don't even win even in that case. Untapped land? No. Alright, we're done. Okay, we want Felidar Cub, Voice, Flanker, Darina, Knight Errant, possibly Diversion Unit, and we don't want the Freebooters, and we don't want Blood Witch, got a Bart. If Blood, yeah, so we still have Ellis, that's fine, and then we've got 3 more cuts to make. We'll probably cut some of the Clerics. We just need to not die in this matchup. Got Oracle. I mean, the game's never going to go long enough to where that matters. Play Voice. Crofts, sure. Okay, thinking, is it better for me to blow this up now rather than play Tail? Probably not. Play Tail. Creature, draw. Land, creature, and stop. Alright. Ursa. Well, yeah, I was afraid something like that might happen, and then this profs would be a big problem. Becomes a 5/5. Yeah. All right, Tamios, what do we see this time? Creature, draw, and creature, raise. Okay, so we got raise on the line next turn, so let's play Ellis. Yeah, Ellis. So I just shoot this. Ellis block here unless they have removal. I could play Ellis and Cub and blow it up. Yeah, that sounds better. So, I'm waiting 2 turns to cast Raise. Okay, so... Ellis. Play Cub. Gain a life. Go to combat. So then we gain life, and this hits them, then these die, hits them again. And I'm just gonna stop them on before they go to combat. Actually, I guess they have to draw 1 more, right? More than 1 card. So one of the biggest strengths of a deck like Oculus is that they can play a like reasonable aggro game even if you grave hate them. And the Raise the Past doesn't have anything like that. So I wonder if there's a way to make a version of Raise that... Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to make a version of Raise that... Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I wonder if this make a version of Raise that's like an aggro deck that then also has the Raise plan in it. Recommission, get it back. Card, Tursa, sure. And we're actually at Threshold now, for fuck's sake. We do have a Raise in the graveyard, right? Yeah. So we have to have them not... There goes another one. All right. Okay, so go Mardu. Devotee. There's Raise on top, so put this here. Then any of the white. This here. Then we are gonna want this because I'm gonna want to be able to pay for Spell Pierce next turn. And play this guy. It's just any spell, right? Card at random, yeah. Sheltered by ghosts. Oh, eating tail. Okay, yeah, because I know we're gonna hit the thing. Block. The Exiled Torch. Cleric. Alright. Play Raise. Get everything back. Unfortunately, we don't actually deal any damage to them. Gain a whole bunch of life, and then we get a bunch of Surveil triggers. So, 3 raises are already gone? Fuck, man. Alright. And I took Oracle out, right? Yeah. So we got one more raise to find. Now let's get rid of tail. Version unit now. Alright, scry time. Bottom. Bottom. Alright, let's do this now. So hit sheltered. If it draws us a card, we want to be able to do it immediately. Draw. And okay. Yeah, so all we've got is one attack. One attack. If they attack, we trade with Ellis, right? I love how this is going to be determined by randomness, right? Like, if they hit Torch the Tower off of their trigger, then it's, like, the best thing ever for them. But if they hit anything else, then it's not nearly as bad. All right, what are they randomly hitting? Sheltered. Here, block with Ellis. All right, trade. They obviously can just play another creature and then play Sheltered. No. We can also just kill Shelter, depending on what they choose to take with it. Cards Oculus. Yep. Alright, let's just kill that. Land, draw land. Tail of Tameo, trigger, creature, draw. Here goes Raise. Alright. So combat, swing, make the tokens, get a bunch of life and surveil. So I guess I want this tail in case the first tail gets killed, and it's the only other way that we have to get Raise back from our graveyard. So sure, keep it on top. And we'll play Bartolome. Triggers, and sack these tokens. And we actually won. Holy crap. We're going to game 3, right? Yeah. So do I want to put Cathar Commando in? They've got FOMO, Sheltered by Ghosts, Profs. They presumably have their own graveyard hate that is not Rest in Peace, so it's probably Ghost Vacuum. I'm not sure. He's also blocked Ursa. Yeah, the diversion units didn't feel particularly good. Let's cut those and put in Cathar Commando. Or maybe by not playing is like all those clerics, I'm just watering down my game plan. What if we just cut Devotees? Alright, let's try that. Well, that's something. Sure. Oculus. Yep, this looks like it's going to be pretty rough. This can't even block. If they get this back, then it doesn't matter either. I guess we'll get back Amalia. It has the highest upside in terms of whatever else we get next turn. Also, if we draw a white 1-drop, then we can go white 1-drop, Dark Slick Pace for Cleric. Instead of having to play Caves and take damage off Amalia. Yeah, if they just reanimate this right now, we're probably going to lose. Then another Oculus. Nothing there, no blocks. They didn't reanimate it. Alright, play Hinterland. Indeed, we drew a white 1-drop. Are they just going to kill Amalia? Yep. Oh well. Cleric. Bigger, we gain 1, they lose 1. For them. And we actually can pay for raise, but we don't have anything to get with it. Team Core Scholar. They've got Creature Instant. Yep. Now it has Delirium, so now we take 4. Alright, well, we're not casting Raise, so combat from here. Yep, take another 6, sure. Oh, this has Vigilance. Sorry, it can attack again as well. So 8. Oh, there's Amalia. Trigger Hinterland. And they have removal. And it's going to be Torch, so we can't even raise it back, right? No, Lightning. Alright, at least we can raise it back. Alright, these can't block anyway, so I may as well swing here. And if they have any removal spell... Oh, wait, they can just activate Anchorage. Yeah, and then we lose, right? Because this is 8 damage, and this... Yeah, or we just lose there. Alright. So yeah, the main deal with Tail of Tameo is it makes your mana way worse. It's also very slow. It's horrible if you don't play it on turn 3. Like, if you're ever playing it on a turn after turn 3, it's absolutely horrendous. Really bad against aggressive decks. But to recap, this is the version by Enigma we played, although obviously I've made a bunch of changes to it, but mainly it's Tail of Tameo plus the life gain package with Hinterland Sanctifiers, and then this is the Raise the Past post Tarkir version that I am playing normally at the moment. So I think the deck, we're at 20 lands right now, right? Yeah, we probably want to be at 21. So let's clone this. We'll call this 2.2. And I'm going to cut a Vermin for another land. This is 4, 8, 12, 16. So 16 black, 17 white. And here's the sideboard. All right, that's where we're at right now. I'm wondering, yeah, so as I mentioned while playing those games, I'm wondering if there is a aggressive Orzhov deck that you can play that also has the Raise plan in it, right? So instead of having a deck that is built all around casting Raise the Past, I wonder if we can have a deck that's built around... Like, sure, Raise the Past is in it and is very good and is the best thing you can be doing, but you just also have, like, aggressive creatures that can just get damage in. So I wonder if we were to just completely sacrifice any sort of the sack package. So, like, we just lose Market Gnomes because they don't attack, just lose the Greedy Freebooters because they're a 1-mana 1/1, and then we just keep, like... Gas Guzzler, Vermin, Gorehound, Devotee, Bar Elazar, and like have more Voice of Victory. We'll just like completely get rid of Oracle, so there's no more looping. Like, I wonder if we could do that. I think I'll come back with a version of that next time. Anyway, thank you, Ed, for the deck list, for the cameo list, and just one more time. Here it is. And if you want to see the original version that Ed made, so this is the original version. Before I made any changes to it, I will post the link in the chat. There's the deck in the chat. If anybody wants to just go directly here and they don't want to have to manually type out this URL. Maybe add some Essence Channelers. That's another option. So I remember there was a reason I didn't had Essence Channeler. Let me read it. Essence Channeler is, as long as you've lost life this turn, Essence Channeler is Flying and Vigilance. Whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on Essence Channeler. When it dies, put its counters. Okay, so yeah. So the losing the life part is not really viable in at least my version of the deck, because the only way you can trigger that is Caves of Koilos. And like that's the main thing. And then the gaining life part, so my version has Ellis, but it doesn't have any Hinterland Sanctifiers or any of that stuff. So very hard to get it active. So yeah, it does have to be a completely different version of the deck that has more. The gaining life is when you have the counters, but then I don't think this card is actually good in a primary raise plan. It feels more just like an aggro creature, which is not what you want to be doing if you're playing Hinterlands. Yeah, so that's why I didn't include it. But yeah, I could probably... I wonder what would happen if I just went and I found like all the most aggressive Orzhov creatures, plus probably like just play 4 Avenger of the Fallen and just use that as my aggro deck. And then just have Raise the Past in the deck. Like, I wonder what would happen if I did that. Anyway, yeah, I'll build an aggro version of the deck, and then I'll like probably play it off stream a bit just to see if it works, and then come back and show it off. Like, I imagine a deck with like 4 Voice of Victory main could be pretty good, and then we could have cards that say like whenever creature dies, do something, or sack, do something. Anyway. Showed up today to watch the stream. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and I will see you guys next time.